Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to It's All About EVs. Today it's all about the CES. I'm going to be showing you the latest and greatest of EV news from the CES show in Las Vegas. So without further ado, let's enter the convention center and see what they got. Okay, I think actually the best looking booth here or build is going to be the Mercedes one. They have the EQXX on display. They also have some chargers on display because they just recently announced that they'll be competing with the Tesla network for superchargers. So they'll do a whole network of chargers by themselves on a global level. We'll see. I mean, Tesla's 40,000 units ahead, but Mercedes is a big company. So really excited about that. Either or, it's going to be a better thing for the world, more chargers for the people. So let's have a look at the EQXX. Oh yeah, so this looks like something out of a art museum or gallery or installation piece maybe. Very futuristic. There's mirrors here, there's light bars, just looks crazy good. And I don't know if you can see from here, but I'm going to zoom in on the logo because you can see it's a flat one, it's a sticker, it's not a relief as with the usual Mercedes setup. This is because of course also whatever sticks out of the body will affect aerodynamics, and this car just has to be really slipstream. Bionic Engineering is what they call this. This is really cool, very low emission carbon footprint, and as you can see they've used all types of materials here that are sustainable, a lot of bio-based materials, and also of course recycled. There's the recycled PET material and also bamboo in the carpets. So the Mercedes mascot here with super plastic, he also approves. So Lightyear, really cool company. I'm so impressed with this. It was founded by students. Back in the day, they won, I think, the solar challenge in Australia or something like that with a car that has solar panels on the roof. And now, like, thinking in a whole sustainable way with how you consume energy. I think it's so nice that this car with the solar panel can add up to 49 miles on a daily drive. But while you're adding energy, you're also losing less with this perfect drag coefficient they have here. So it's a really cool way of thinking of a car, and I actually think the design is really nice as well. And with the Lightyear 1 being so expensive, it's nice to see the Lightyear 2 coming out in 2025, currently on wait list. So if you're interested, go check them out. Here you can see close up the solar panel on the hood or the bonnet, and then of course it's going to be on the roof as well. The Lightyear 2 is not on display. Well, it is behind these bars. This is a really cool way to have it like kind of candid. You can see it, but you cannot really see it behind these bars. Volvo doesn't really have a showcase here. It's just that they're with Luminar, and I think this car looks great. It carries well from the XC90 heritage, but it also looks very modern. And oh, I think this car is going to be a hit, even though it's big and expensive. There's a lot to like on this Volvo. I love the wheel design. Very cool Aeroblade type design, but still like very edgy. And taillights have a new design, so same type Volvo runs up the D pillar, but it's actually broken into the rest of the taillight. So a little different there, but still definitely a good looking EV with great performance numbers. And another favorite of mine, the Polestar 3, also not here with Polestar, but with Smart Eye, which is a tech company that do safety features. But look at this car. Especially the rear end looks incredibly good. There's so many incredible design features on this car. Of course, also performance will be fantastic. So I think this is going to be a huge hit. So for me, there are two standout bikes here. It's going to be the DaVinci one, and it's going to be Verge. Verge would be my favorite. This bike just screams going into the future. Of course, it's a super bike, so it's very aggressive looking. But the cool thing here, of course, is the rear hub. Verge is actually a Finnish brand, and their production is in Estonia at the moment. I think they're coming to the US this year, so 2023. This bike is the mid model, if you will. It's priced at $27,000, whereas the high end's not in production, but that's $45,000. You really need a proper back tire for this bike. You have 1200 Newton meter of torque and 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. It's mind-blowing, this thing. Center of gravity is really low on this one. I mean, Usually batteries are down low, but this is down low because the wheel is actually the motor. So center of gravity is super low here. The battery, of course, is going to be up front, and then there's electronics in, let's say, the tank. Of course, there's no tank, but that area. But the whole motor is in the rear wheel. So there's also no belt, there's no chain, there's no nothing, just a motor there in the back. So of course, electric superbikes might be a niche market, but I'm sure this is going to be a success story. This bike looks ridiculously cool. It's got all the performance numbers, and it's already selling, so kudos to Verge. All right, so what's this now? This is DaVinci DC100. Their slogan is a new era of electric mobility. I don't know, let me know in the comments below. Is this really rad, or is it just too, I mean, it's not plastic, but is it too plasticky? I think it's very futuristic and cool. It's got a top speed of 124 miles per hour. Not sure if you'll be using that a lot, but it also has a 249-mile range and a 30-minute DC full charge. 0 to 60, they're saying it's still being tested, but it's going to be around 3 seconds. I think like most of these super e-bikes. The seat seems to be like Alcantara, or I don't know, some sort of leather maybe. Oh, the design on this bike is killer. Like the details are really nicely executed here. All right, so it seems DaVinci's been around for a while, or operating more under the radar since 2013, and they just established themselves and have a manufacturing plant since 2022. So this is not just a concept bike, this is a bike that will be built and delivered. I don't have any numbers for how much bikes they have on order so far, but looking forward to seeing these bikes on the street soon. Just have to show you one more thing, and that's going to be the Dodge Ram EV truck. I mean, highly anticipated, maybe the most anticipated truck of the year, because of course you have the F-150, you have the Silverado, you have the Hummer, there are all these trucks, but the Ram has not been on display yet until now. So let's have a look at that, shall we? So some people might be conservative and feel that this is too modern looking, or like, why do you want to go crazy with all EVs all the time? I mean, the Ford F-150 is very much the same, but I personally think this looks killer. Not being a truck person, I still think this looks incredibly good. Maybe you will even get some people over from the Cybertruck that seems to be never coming out. Not that we're exactly sure of when this is coming out either, but it's just looking great. So it looks very, very luxurious being a pickup truck. Of course, you can see there's a display in the center. Also, there are cameras and no real mirrors. I really hope this will be a feature that they'll carry over into production. Like, it opens up the whole cab in a very, very cool way, and it's so spacious. Seats would be sliding back and forth in the cabin, so you can utilize the space any way you want. And these suicide doors, I really hope these make it into production, because it just opens up the whole cabin in a really cool way. As you can see, the side step or the foot bar also elevates, so that you can put it down and more easily get into the truck. So this is going to be the STL8 frame platform. It's huge, it's hard to see on video, of course, in terms of scale, but it has these motors, the battery pack, and as you can see, some conventional way of engineering here. There's actually a frame, a typical old school frame, if you will. Last but not least, there's Peugeot. This design is incredible. Draws from the 60s, it draws from the 80s. It has a little bit like a DeLorean vibe to it. And once again, suicide doors seems to be trending, but I don't know, like the Peugeots of the 80s, they were really square, and I think that's cool. Like that angular design is just coming back here. It's looking incredibly cool. And if the future with Peugeot looks anything like this brand, I'm in. This is incredible. Hyper futuristic. And of course it'll be autonomous. All right, everyone, that's it for me and Las Vegas CES 2023. If you like what you see, please subscribe, thumbs up, all that jazz. I'm really looking forward to making more vlogs. I hope you enjoyed this one. So stay tuned and I'll see you soon.